Many people do not understand him because he wrote it according to them in abstract language or in the language that he understood. But I'm happy that Sahaja Yogis understand him so well. And the prophecies that he made about England. People used to ridicule it. Even today they can't believe that Jerusalem can be built in England. They cannot believe that people who have been all their lives for ages together thought of nothing but materialism can take to spirituality to this extent that it becomes Jerusalem and that the whole world comes to pay homage to this holy land. That this becomes the holy land. It's a fact. He dreamt, he wished it, because he knew the value of this land. This land has been touched by Christ's feet. Since long, people knew about Kundalini. Even if that is lost, for history, it remains. And he knew about it. He spoke about it in his lifetime. Maybe people never understood him. They must have thought that he's really a madman or something, a fantasy, or some sort of a poet who doesn't understand. For what he wrote, every word of it is the truth. Such a great soul should live in Hampstead itself. It's such a blessing. Great. Such people, even if they write or not, they leave their mark. Their ascent becomes the milestone for the people who live there. The aspirations become different, their priorities become different. The change is so subtle. It's to be seen, to be felt, to be understood. And very sensitive people only can be born in such places. Of course, there could be very bad people also to counteract. But the sensitivity of the atmosphere attracts such souls to that place who are sensitive. You can see from his poems that he was absolutely authoritative. He knew the authority. He had the authority. He talked like a man with complete authority. He had no doubt in it. He has no doubts. He just said this is going to happen. And like a great warrior, but he knew that one has to fight the negativity, one has to fight all these dark problems. Spirit has to fight all the time the matter. And that's how he talked, spoke, wrote. A warrior would do, because he started the fight when he was born here, 100 years back. And to me, he's very great, because he said all these things. He prepared the stage for Sahaja. Because he wrote all these things, we can say that this was all said. Because human beings are such, unless and until it is said before, they are not going to listen to you. They'll ask you, what is the reference for what you are saying? We have to give reference for everything. See, whatever is written according to them is scripture, which is the last word. Whether the book is published in any trash place doesn't matter, but it's published already. It's such a great thing he's done. But he's not done it for any material gain or for any fame or anything that is very superfluous. But he's done for something that is very eternal. And that is the awakening of human beings. That is their second birth, that is the knowledge of the Spirit. These words cannot come from a man who is a weakling, who is a doubting fellow, who doesn't know where he stands, who is confused, who is a drunkard, or who is an alcoholic, sort of a gone case or a madcap. Cannot come. And it cannot come from an egoistical man who thinks no end of himself. A man who dominates others, who believes in robbing other countries and going to other countries and rob them and go to another house and rob them. Not from such people. It comes from a person who knows the value, the soil on which he is born, the spiritual value of that, not the material. And it's so subtle, every word is so subtle, that it's like a chanting. It's like a chant. You are specially blessed because such a great poet was born in this country. And wherever I go in my series of lectures, at least in one lecture I always mention he has gone into great details, just like Markandeya, another great poet in India who was born thousands of years back. But to realize that this country is the heart of the universe, and here the Jerusalem is going to be. Nobody could have thought 100 years back a thing like that. It's fantastic, actually. Even 30 years back, nobody could have understood it. Even, I would say, 10 years back. People would have thought this man is really mad to call this as the Holy Land. It is today, the Holy Land. You can see that. Because so many people have got realization in this country. And you are the one who circulate everything. It is the heart. Whatever the English do, whether right or wrong, it all circulates. Though they don't understand their responsibility. Because they don't know it is the heart of the universe. If you do wrong or right, the whole world does that way. People think that among all the Western countries, you are the wisest. That's what they think. I don't know how far you come on. They believe. It's English, see. Even Arabs. If you say it is English, they believe. How far it is true, God knows. And the values that he cherished, the dreams that he saw, and the aspirations he had were so great that one has to know that there must be something in this land that he aspired. He was not mad in any way. Nowhere, no poet in any country has written like this. It was given him the chance, the authority to say it. That means you must circulate. Circulate with a heart that circulates, caters, looks after the whole body. And once it collapses, the whole body collapses. It's not so. The English heart has to become the heart of William Blake. And not the chicken-hearted one, or the aggressive one, or the hatred-filled pockets, or the hateful ones. Because the blood flows through you. To realize this, to understand this, the responsibility of an Englishman is very, very great. In the heart resides the spirit. Sahaja Yogis know this, that till a certain stage it resides in the heart. So it's a very, very great position you occupy. So that you people become aware It's important also that you are the cell, the important cells of the heart. Heart doesn't think, does it? It does not think, it loves. It loves. When you think, you must know you are not Englishman as described by William Blake. But if you love, you are. And love doesn't mean personal love or carnal love or all kinds of ideas of love is charity work. It means the love of the spirit which is awakened within you, which just emits love. It just emits. It doesn't think, it just emits. It doesn't think that whether it should give to the black or the white, whether it should give it to the rich or the poor. It just loves. It flows. And that is why one should get realization in England. Very important. Without realization, you cannot flow, you cannot give. You will never understand the value of giving. You will never enjoy giving. You will never know the beauty of generosity unless and until you become the cell of the heart. You are the cell of the heart. Is the most important position, as I told you, is the most vital particle of that heart. And the one who is the heart has to be like a lion. He roared, actually roars. If you read these things, like a lion he roars. He has to be like a lion and not to be frightened, like English language is, I am afraid. It starts with I am afraid and ends with I am afraid. What are you afraid of? Every person is afraid of you. What are you afraid of? You have to change your language. You have to speak like him. The Sahaja Yogis have to speak like William Blake. The way he spoke about his great country, about the soil in which he was born, about the people who will be born here, who will be Sahaja Yogis. He described them so well that men of God will be born on this soil. Men of God. Special people. The chosen ones, not those who have branded themselves as chosen. Most of the chosen ones are going towards the hell only. But the really chosen ones will be born on this soil. And they will become prophets. Not only that, but they'll have a special power to make others prophets.